Okay, so now in terms of, if this is now again more of a personal and emotional development. Okay, so if your mentee is not feeling great about themselves, they may have different issues going on, and that may have led them to discover Islam, that may have led them to discover Allah, the creator, and the purpose behind life. So it definitely worked out well for them. But here's some of the things that I have found beneficial when working with people who may be going through different life challenges, or maybe having a lot of emotional stress in their life. So again, one very important thing is that what we are talking about it at a very basic level. If someone needs, more sophisticated attention, make sure, first of all, that you don't get burned out. Because sometimes it may require hours and hours of talking to them, and that may not be something that you may be able to commit to. So do not feel shy, do not feel guilty. The common example that we see when someone is taking a flight is that they ask them to put on these oxygen masks, right? They say, look, put it on yourself first before you put it on a child, because you need to protect yourself. Otherwise, you're trying to help someone in that time. If you yourself are deprived of oxygen and you cannot function, then that wouldn't be a beneficial thing. So making sure that you take care of yourself, you're not burning out. Breathing obviously is a very good thing. So that could be an advice you can give them, that if they feel that level of stress, to start breathing, focus on their breathing, and have these like elongated breaths, right? Focus on what's going well. Not taking anything for granted, because sometimes people have a lot of complaints, and part of that is they forget to become grateful. They forget to write down and appreciate all the good things that they have in their life, whether it be health or shelter or food or family. Another thing that you can ask them is like, hey, let's talk about your past successes. How have you overcome hard times in your life before? So when they actually go about it, that gives them the confidence that, look, yes, inshallah, there is hope, and they can turn things around. And there is, like, as Allah says, inna ma'al usri yusra, that after every hardship is ease. And then Allah says it again. So that, thinking that how it has happened to them in the past, can give them courage for the future as well, that look, things can actually get better in the future. Another thing that happens is common things that can lead them to this guilt trips is to focus too much on the wrongs that they have committed. So sometimes you'd say, like, what, yes, brother, I've fallen into a lot of bad habits. So now what do we do about it, right? So again, very basic, simple thing. If you think about like a physical fitness, if you eat inappropriately, it means the more exercise you do, or the some amount of exercise you do, it can cancel out the effects or some of the effects of the bad eating that you have done. So similarly, if you have done a wrong thing, right? We talked about alcohol in the manual. So if you have done a wrong thing, it should not prevent you from doing good things. So recognize that you have done a wrong thing, ask Allah for forgiveness, but then start moving to good things. Start having those good habits. Start performing your regular prayers or extra prayers, or making dua, or doing extra charity, volunteering your time and whatnot. So balance out the evil with good things. Try to cut down the evil with good things, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, innal hasanat yudhibna sayyi'at, right? Verily, indeed, definitely, the good deeds, they wipe out the bad deeds. And keeping it simple, right? The basic thing you can do is ask Allah for forgiveness and dua. That just takes conversation, right? There's no wudu, there's no stepping up. At least have those conversations, talk to Allah, listen to Quran, get engaged. And then even if you think about something like a salah, some people make it too heavy, right? So make it simple. Okay, if you're trying to think of prayers, let's break it down into baby steps, into atomic habits, if you will. Okay, so get up, make wudu, get on your place of prayer, stand on the prayer mat if you're using one, right? And just start performing the prayer. Think of it a step at a time, one movement at a time. So make it simple. So in terms of that, one great resource, as we have talked about earlier, is a book called Atomic Habits. There are free resources available in the link that's there. There is a YouTube, you can find like summary of it. You can find full audiobook on the YouTube. So these will give you some techniques and tips on how to develop good habits and how to get rid of bad habits. So definitely a good idea to use that. So now we will take a look at our 3-step approach to think about when you are helping someone develop or overcome an issue in the next section of this module.